Hi, do you think I could make 3 meals, 3 days with just this amount of food for one person? What do you think? So recently I have been really enjoying watching other YouTubers and some bloggers, reading bloggers who talk about saving money. And all of us really, I need to save money. I need to save money more and more. I don't always implement a lot of the ideas that are um, shared by those YouTubers, but I just thought recently I've been seeing in particular some $5 meal challenges. And what it is taking $5 and for one person making 3 meals for 3 days. So that's 9 meals total from a $5 bill. And it is tough. It's very tough. And I feel for people who unfortunately might see this in their lives every day, and this is something that's normal for them. That's a big challenge. And so anyway, I just thought it would be helpful to me. It would help me appreciate what others might have to go through, but also would challenge me. You know, if we want to save more money and pay off more of our debt, this might be a healthy and helpful way. A healthy way, yes. I just combined words. To do so. So I'm going to show you what I purchased. I bought a dozen eggs, and I noticed a lot of YouTubers are mentioning eggs. And eggs are a cheap source of good protein for you. And they're cheap, and they're just they're healthy. So I got a dozen eggs. I got a russet baking potato, and that's a relatively large one. I got an 8-ounce bag of baby spinach. I have 1 green pepper, and it's pretty big. I opted for black beans. Now this is organic, but we're going to just pretend, please pretend with me that these are just not the organic kind, because the non-organic was 20 cents cheaper. This is the one I happen to have on hand right now. So some of this stuff I bought specifically for this video, other stuff I purchased prior and we had in our cupboards. So this would be black beans. And the last thing was Chunk Light tuna in oil. Now, I particularly like albacore chunk tuna in water, or Chunk Light tuna in water. However, this was cheaper, believe it or not, than the Chunk Light in water, which was interesting. This was from Aldi. This is from Aldi. This is from Aldi. These were from my regular grocery store, and grocery store. Because Aldi, there's not a whole lot of things at Aldi that you can buy just loose. You have to buy in a package, or in a bunch or whatever. So with these items, I would make 9 meals for myself. So let's see how I did this in terms of pricing. First of all, the 8-ounce bag of spinach was $1.29. The light tuna in oil is 79 cents. The dozen eggs were 99 cents. The black beans, which happens to be like 15 ounces, were 69 cents. The potato was 99 cents a pound, so it came out to 73 cents. And the green pepper was also 99 cents a pound for 40 cents. Now, some of you, and even around here at different times, these prices can be a lot cheaper. Eggs vary in price, and this varies in price. So the two things that are relatively the same are the tuna in oil and the can of black beans. That came out to a $4.89 total. And so my thinking was to keep it simple for me, because I need simplicity, was to have the same types of meals for the 3 days that I'm eating this. So in order to make things go a little further, I don't want to have to cook a ton of different things. Obviously, I don't have a lot of different things, but I don't want to take a lot of time cooking, and I don't want to have to come up with new ideas every day. So I'll tell you what I'm going to be making with this in just a minute. Another thing that the challenge suggested, and this challenge was, I think, put out by Life with Patty. I'm not sure. I'll link that information below. Also, but where I saw it was Mornings with Granny. I first saw the challenge there, and then Jan with New York City, from New York City, Saves Money, I think, also had it. And there were some other YouTubers that I'm not mentioning. I forget the names of the channels, but they were the ones also who had done it. I think Fundamental Home had some, which I enjoyed. So I thought I'd jump in, even though I'm late for the party on this. But the challenge also suggested that, or assumes that you have certain things in your house, like condiments, mayo, mustard, and ketchup. Things like oil and vinegar. And it doesn't have to be olive oil. It could be canola, vegetable, corn. Probably not coconut oil because A, that's quite expensive, and it has a very, particular taste that might not mesh well with the foods that you want. But if that's all you have, you got to work with it, I guess. Parsley flakes. People might have parsley flakes. Salt and pepper. There was garlic powder and onion powder. These are some things that I have. I have a whole bunch of spices, but these are the basic ones. Cumin, chili powder, and Italian seasoning. If you have other spices, or you may not actually have these. Maybe you only have is garlic powder, salt and pepper. And that's okay. You can still do a lot with those few seasonings. So let's see what I did. I decided to do black bean burgers. Now, I saw online a black bean burger recipe that used a few ingredients. I had to omit some ingredients that I saw in there because I obviously don't have it from what I have here. So I would make up black bean burgers, and this would make 4 black bean burgers. A can of black beans, a quarter of the green pepper, and I would dice that up or mince it. 1 egg. I'd use spices, like I would use all of these spices that you might see here, maybe not the Italian seasoning, but I would use cumin, I'd use a little chili powder, garlic and onion, salt and pepper, and also I need some sort of oil to fry it with. I might put a little bit of oil in it as well. Now the recipe called for breadcrumbs, but I don't have anything. But I know that the egg is going to act as the binder to keep some of this together. So I would do a black bean burger recipe, and I would have 4 burgers from that. So this was my idea, and I wrote it out, or I typed it out, because my handwriting tends to be a little messy. You can see what I'm going to have here. I have, for breakfast, I'm going to have, the first day I'll have 2 eggs and half a potato. Now this potato is pretty large, and I could actually have 1/3 of the potato instead. I would dice this up and I cook it all at once and then just reheat it as needed. The eggs, I could have it poached, I could have them scrambled, I could have them fried. So there's different ways to cook eggs. So I would have 2 eggs and half a potato. For lunch, I'd have a quarter of the spinach. Now this spinach, as I pointed out, this is an 8-ounce package of fresh spinach. And one reason why I really like the fresh spinach is because it's healthy, and it also has a lot of good nutrients and minerals, and it's fiber. So it's also very versatile because you can eat it fresh and you can also cook it. So that's one reason. So I would take this 8-ounce and I would divide this into fourths, and I would save 3 of those for my salads for these 3 days. So I would have a salad for lunch for the 3 days. I'd use 1/4 of the spinach. I would take 2 eggs and I'd hard boil them. I'd use half of my tuna. Now I could actually, let's say I didn't have any oil in the house, I could save this tuna. I would save the oil from the tuna and drain it to fry up my black bean burgers, possibly. Or I like just to have tuna out of the can on spinach, but some people may not like that. So, you know, maybe your tuna is in water. So I would mix it with a little bit of mayo and some spices and have it on my salad. And I might throw in some of that tiny bit of green pepper that I minced up, the fresh green pepper. And then for dinner, I would have 2 black bean burgers. Now, because I have condiments in the house, I would mix up, I might just have the 3 of them, or I might mix these 2, or I mix up a ketchup and mayo mix, and you could thin that out with some water and drizzle it over your black bean burger. Just an idea. Day 2, I would have 1 egg, half a potato. I'd have my salad, which is a quarter of the spinach, and I'd have 1 of the black bean burgers. So I'd crumble that up, and I might have salad dressing to put on it, or I would mix up some more of this and thin it out and put that on my salad. Again, I'd have an omelet for dinner. I'd have 2 eggs. I'd have part of the 1/4 of the spinach, and I'd have some of the green pepper left. For the 3rd day, I'd have my black bean burger for breakfast, just because I want to mix it up a little. Salad again, same thing. My salad would be the same exact salad as the first day, not Monday, but you know, it's the first day I was doing it. And I would have an omelet with 2 eggs, spinach, and a green pepper. So yeah, there's not a ton of differences of eating here, but I think it could work for those 3 days. So anyway, that was just one set of ideas. I have 2 other ideas I'm going to be doing videos for. So stay tuned for those. And thanks for watching, and thanks for visiting, and maybe you have some ideas to share. You can comment below and leave those ideas in the comments. You could also subscribe below. Anyway, thanks for watching. All right, see you next time. Bye.